Welcome. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And to those who are new on this channel, do not forget to subscribe and also share our link. Thank you. Let's get into the news. His feet and hands were swelling. Alaafin's aide reveals his final days. Let's get into the details. An indigene of Oyo town, with the confidant of Obalamidi Adeyemi, the late Alaafin of Oyo, said the monarch had swollen hands and feet, but refused a medical trip abroad. The aide also told the cable that Alaafin behaved strangely in the final days of his death. He said, when he became ill, he was told to seek medical attention in the US or the United Kingdom. The suggestion was made because his hands and feet were swelling. He was becoming weaker by the day also, but he rejected the suggestion. He said that there are qualified doctors in Nigeria who can treat him. We then arrived at taking him to Afe Babalola Teaching Hospital in Ado Ekiti. Afe Babalola, the owner, is Alaafin's friend, so we called him and he said that we should bring him immediately. The aide said Alaafin had earlier told him that there were things he would have liked to complete if he had more time to live. During one of my time with him, he told me that there were things he would have loved to complete, but that time would not permit him, the aide said. I told him that he could send me or any of us to do it for him, but he said that I would not understand. The aide also said because of the frailty of the monarch, the journey to Adeokiti took a longer time. On Sunday last week, we arranged for an ambulance and police escorted to take him to Adeokiti. The ambulance was necessary so that he would not be in a sitting position while the journey lasted. We wanted him to be comfortable. When he came out of the palace, he was aided by relatives because he was weak. But when he was to enter the ambulance, he shrugged off those who were assisting him to walk and said he could climb the ambulance doorsteps unaided, but he could not despite making a spirited effort to climb it. He had to be helped to climb it. He looked back at the palace for the last time. The journey lasted over 5 hours because the vehicles had to travel slowly so as not to upset the king. 2 days after arriving at the hospital, the swollen hands and legs became normal. His health improved, but sometimes he would look into space as if he was looking at something. On Friday morning, he called the 2 wives that went with him and said that they had to prepare and go home since the doctor had discharged him. A check on that claim revealed that it was not true. He made efforts to prove that he was okay, but it was obvious he needed more treatment. But in the evening, his voice became inaudible. Much as he tried to speak, he was not heard. Then he raised his hands from his sleeping position, dropped them, and left us. Alaafin's aides paid the final tribute. Meanwhile, some aides and associates of the late Oba Lamidi Adeyemi described the traditional ruler as a great mentor who would be sorely missed. Mr. Bode Durojaye, the Alaafin's media aide, expressed shock over the demise of the highly revered traditional ruler. Durojaye described Obalamidi as a great traditional ruler who had contributed immensely to the development of Oyo town, Oyo state, and Nigeria. He said that the traditional ruler was a custodian of Yoruba culture and history, and he is loved by his people. Durojaye said that before the late Oba Adeyemi ascended the throne, Oyo town was not as developed as it is today. According to him, Alaafin is a great traditional ruler who all other traditional rulers are very proud of. He was a great custodian of Yoruba culture and history. He was a philanthropist. He has transformed Oyo town and the palace from what it meant on ascending the throne. We have lost a great promoter of Yoruba culture, Durojaye said. Also, Paula Gomez, the Alaafin's cultural ambassador, described the late traditional ruler as a great man and mentor, adding he was a father to everybody. I don't know what happened. I spoke to Baba last week and he was fine. Maybe his death is natural. I worked with Alaafin on the preservation of heritage and culture. He was a father to everybody. He was a great man and a mentor, she said. Some palace workers in separate interviews also said that the traditional ruler already had a premonition of his death a few weeks back. 2 weeks ago, he called and told us that his late father was calling him to come. We were afraid and asked if truly he saw his father. We are happy to have him as the Alaafin. He ascended the throne at a young age, preserved the stool, promoted the Yoruba culture, and was an epitome of Yoruba royalty. Well, may his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Well, may the Alaafin souls rest in peace. He fought a good fight. He did a lot of things. These are just people opening up to us about the late days of the Alaafin of Oyo. They're just telling us about what happened, building to the day he eventually left this earth. You can see that he was a strong man, he fought, and the fact that he was spirited, he still wanted to do things by himself despite being weak and frail. That shows that he fought to live. By the end of the day, he had to go and join his ancestors. There's a saying that says God knows best. At the end of the day, we will have to leave this earth someday, and we have to go and join our maker regardless of who you are. Regardless of who you are, you might be the richest in the world, you might be the most powerful in the world, you might be the president, you might be the governor, you might be holding any high position, but at the end of the day, death is no respecter of anybody. We will have to leave this earth one day. We can all see that the Alaafin of Oyo lived a life rather worthy of emulation. He lived his life well. He made peace with people that he had differences with. He was at peace with people before he left. According to one of his aides, she also mentioned that he called them and he told them that his father was calling him. So it's like that. It's like the Alaafin of Oyo had a premonition of his death. He already knew that he was going to pass on really soon. The most important thing is that he settled his differences with everyone. He left this earth a happy, a fulfilled, and he was loved by many. That's the most important thing. He didn't put hatred in anyone's heart. He was loved by many. He was loved by people. For someone to ascend the throne at a really young age, at just 31, you are given the power to rule people, and you did not even fumble, you did not even break. You were strong, you continued in doing good things, you abided by the Yoruba traditional system. That is something to celebrate, that is something worth celebrating. It's a celebration of life and it should not be a loss. Everyone should be happy that he lived a fulfilled life and that he died knowing and being assured that he did everything right. Well, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And to all our supporters from day one, we love you. Continue to support us. And to those just joining this channel for the first time or listening to this channel for the first time, do not forget to hit the like button and also subscribe. Thank you.